The cameras catch the early morning light as the investigative team steps quietly onto a narrow residential street, their footsteps soft but purposeful. It's the kind of silent approach reserved for moments when truth is hiding just behind a door. For months, learner drivers across the UK have been frustrated, confused, and desperate, wondering why driving test slots that should be open to everyone are disappearing in seconds. Why a simple 62-pound test suddenly costs hundreds when bought through online resellers. Today, the investigation finally brings them face to face with one of the men accused of manipulating the entire system. The story begins with thousands of young people waking before dawn, refreshing the DVSA page over and over, hoping for a single test slot to appear. But each time a slot flashes on the screen, it vanishes almost instantly, snatched away before they can even click. Parents complain, instructors complain, and students who have waited months feel trapped in an endless loop of failed attempts. Meanwhile, WhatsApp groups, TikTok ads, and Telegram channels pop up offering a solution. Pay them hundreds of pounds and they'll secure you a guaranteed test date. No waiting, no refreshing, no stress, just money. The team spent weeks tracking these offers, following digital footprints, and connecting anonymous complaints to real identities. They discovered networks of resellers using scripts, automated bots, and even compromised instructor accounts to buy test slots in bulk and flip them for profit. The people behind these operations operate quietly, hiding behind multiple phones and encrypted apps, running a business created entirely from exploiting a national shortage. But today, one of them is finally about to be confronted. As the man walks casually toward his car, he doesn't yet know he's being followed. He's the same person learners contacted when they were desperate. The same person who told a 19-year-old she could either pay £250 for a test next week or wait 4 more months. He claimed he had inside access, that he worked with the system, and that the price was non-negotiable. But when investigators traced the digital trail back to him, everything pointed to the same conclusion. He wasn't an insider at all. He was a reseller exploiting desperate people. The reporter steps forward, calling his name. He freezes for a moment, stunned. The camera zooms in, capturing every detail of his expression, the tension, the caution, the sudden awareness that the truth has caught up to him. When asked why he's been selling driving test slots at inflated prices and whether he has access to multiple instructor accounts, he shakes his head, insisting the accusations are lies. He calls it a complete fabrication, claiming he is being unfairly targeted. But the investigation has screenshots, account logs, bank transfer records, and messages showing him confirming prices, negotiating deposits, and collecting payments for slots that should have been free to book. The pressure begins to show. His eyes dart away from the camera. He insists he is doing nothing wrong, that he's simply helping people get tests they can't find themselves. But that justification is exactly what has created a black market system affecting thousands of learners. By buying test slots in bulk, resellers like him make the queue longer for everyone else. They create artificial scarcity. They turn a public service into a private business. And they force people who are already stretched financially to pay for something that should never cost more than the official fee. The camera then cuts to real learners telling their stories. One student had been searching for a test date for 4 months. Every morning before school, she woke up early and refreshed the page again and again. She cried when she finally gave up and paid a reseller because she had no other choice. Another learner said he failed his first test and was told the next available date was 3 months away, but as soon as he messaged a reseller, suddenly a next week slot appeared. The desperation is clear in every voice, every expression. These aren't people looking for shortcuts. They're people who just want a fair chance. Driving instructors also speak out. Some say resellers have approached them offering £150 to £250 per month just to borrow their login details. Others have had their accounts hijacked without permission, with test bookings appearing under their name that they never authorized. Instructors warn that this isn't just unfair, it's dangerous. Learners rushed into early tests before they are ready, risk failing or putting themselves at risk on the road. The team then uncovers evidence that bots are being used to scan the DVSA website day and night, instantly grabbing test cancellations the moment they appear. Humans can't compete with programs designed to react in milliseconds. This digital arms race has turned the driving test system into a battlefield where ordinary people don't stand a chance. Back on the street, the man confronted by the BBC tries to leave. He repeats that he has done nothing wrong, though he offers no explanation for the digital trail linked directly to him. He walks away quickly, shielding his face, but the investigation doesn't end with him. There are dozens more like him, hidden behind usernames and profile pictures. The confrontation is just one piece of a much bigger problem. As the cameras shift to the DVSA response, officials acknowledge that the system has been compromised and that they are working on new security measures. They discuss plans to block bots, limit booking changes, and ensure only genuine learners can secure tests. But the journey to fix the problem will take time, and until then, learners continue to suffer the consequences. The frustration in the air is palpable. Behind the gates, young drivers wait nervously for their exams, unaware of the digital war happening behind the scenes. Each test slot represents not just an appointment, but a milestone: independence, freedom, a chance to move forward. And yet, for many, that milestone has been snatched away by people turning the system into a marketplace. The closing moments reflect a bigger truth. This isn't just a story about a man confronted on the street. It's a story about fairness, about a public service that millions rely on being pulled apart by greed. It's about young people who simply want a chance to drive, to work, to start their lives without being forced to pay exploitative fees. As the music softens and the final shots fade, the message becomes clear. The investigation may have caught one man today, but the fight to reclaim the fairness of the UK driving test system has only just begun. Learners deserve better. The system must be protected. And those who prey on desperation will continue to be exposed, one confrontation at a time.